Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, watching The Big Bang Theory. This is the 13th episode of the second season. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just clicking it, put a password in, and enjoy. I've got to say, we're absolutely flying, mate. 17 episodes on the first season, 13 so far. We're rocking up to episode 30, which is crazy, mate. Honestly, it really is. I feel like we're flying through it, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for us today. I feel like Penny's been a massive key focal point of this season. She's got friendships, obviously, with Sheldon brewing. She has spent a bit of time with, with Howard last episode, even though it didn't go the way Howard wanted it to. But she's also had the start of the season potentially dating Leonard, and then it didn't actually happen, but then they're still friends. And then the recent episode, she gave him a kiss when it turned out that her relationship didn't work. It seems like his relationship didn't work, and he was showing a bit of jealousy, and it's kind of like planted the seed to show that maybe one day in the future that maybe they could be together again. I just feel like it's going pretty good with Penny this season, and I'm interested to see obviously what we do for the rest of it. Last episode Howard, got shouted at from Penny. She kind of done an overreaction, and she made him feel bad, and she's gone and apologized, and basically was trying to say that he's a decent guy, but he just needs to be a little bit more casual and normal, and not as much creepy if he wants to go out and actually find somebody. But also interestingly as well, we had Sheldon and Leonard and Raj creating a mobile robot basically so they could fight in robot wars and be victorious, and they actually went into a little beef, a little scrap with somebody at their work, and they absolutely destroyed their machine. They actually did destroy it. And then talking about obviously people being upset, at the end of the episode, Penny was saying to Sheldon that why is he overreacting, that the machine has been destroyed, it's only a robot, and it's set him off, he's cried, he's ran off, and she's gone and had to apologize again for the second time. So that was interesting as well. Hopefully they're in a better mood today's episode. I'm interested to see it. Thanks for checking out today's. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Gentlemen, I put it to you. The worst tapioca pudding is better than the best pudding of any other flavor.
Oh, that is axiomatically wrong because the best pudding is chocolate. It is extracted from the plant.
Hey, I'm thinking of growing a mustache.
Manchu, a handlebar pencil?
It's extracted from the plant.
Sure yet. George Clooney has one now. Sheldon, why is tapioca?
Tapioca is extracted from the root of the plant Monahot esculenta due to a high concentration of cyanide. It is poisonous in its raw form and lethal if prepared improperly. It's also indigenous to Brazil, as is the cocoa bean from which we get chocolate, the best pudding. You promised you wouldn't do that anymore.
Heard about your latest anti-proton decay experiment? 20,000 data ones and no statistically significant results. Very impressive.
He's a ginormous knob.
He eats by himself instead of sitting here at the cool table.
For shizzle.
But he also controls the new open science grid computer that I need to use to run some simulations of structure formation in the early universe.
Well, good luck getting time on it. The only people he lets use it are his friends.
What would you say to the idea of you and I becoming friends?
I would say I have no interest in becoming your friend.
Why don't you take some time to reconsider?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I think we're off to a terrific start.
Right, the thing is, that they were saying about him doing 20,000 experiments, and obviously they all coming back negative. I don't know anything about science or anything about physicists or anything about the job, so I don't proclaim to even know what I'm kind of saying. But all I'm saying from my experience watching this show is, what do they do? Like, what are they getting paid for? Like what is his day-to-day job? Just doing things until they find something. I actually don't get it. Like, I understand like the scientists and like Howard, he's doing stuff for space and stuff. He's creating things, but like, what is it that Sheldon and Leonard do on a day-to-day? Now, I understand once they crack something, so like basically if they're working and then they solve like this equation, it might be like world, like I don't know, like changing, and you know what I mean, it could change the science of the course of future forever. Do you know what I mean? This one little find could then determine like this was wrong in the past and this was wrong, and if we do this in the future we can achieve this. I get that, but like until that moment is found, what are they doing on a day-to-day? Are they just like, oh, if I've done this, does that work? No. Oh, if I've done this, does that work? No. Oh, if I've done this, does that work? No. If I've done this, is that one? No. Is that literally all they do? Like, I actually don't get it. Like, I understand what they're trying to achieve, but like, when I go into work every day, I've got a task and I know what I've got to do because I've got a deadline of a project that's being complete. But these, do they just go in and do anything until they find something that they didn't know before? Do you know what I mean?
There you go. Now, any email from Wallowitz will go right into your spam folder.
It was pleasant seeing you today in the cafeteria. I saw that you purchased the chef salad. Following up on our pending friendship, and I look forward to hearing from you regarding its status.
How did you guys become friends?
There was a flyer on the bulletin board at the university. Roommate wanted. Whistlers need not apply.
And you moved in anyway?
I assumed he was joking.
But it all worked out, right?
I suppose. I do miss whistling, though.
First warning. This is for you.
What is this?
It's a questionnaire I devised. I'm having some difficulty bonding with a colleague at work, so I'm doing a little research to better understand why my current friends like me. But, short of putting electrodes in your brain and monitoring your response to my companionship, this is the best I can do.
Rank the following aspects of Sheldon Cooper in order of appeal: intelligence, ruthless attention to hygiene, playfulness, Java applet writing.
I know, I may have started off with a fairly obvious one. An aspect of my most appealing trait. Playfulness.
Sheldon, honey, did you ever consider making friends by being, I don't know, pleasant?
Well, that's certainly a thought-provoking hypothesis. May I suggest it as the topic for your essay?
I answered every question, Sheldon.
You answered the multiple-choice questions in a pattern. A, B, B, A, C, A, B, B, A, C.
Sheldon is to camaraderie as the space shuttle is to blank.
There are a number of acceptable answers. For example, C, near-Earth transport, but certainly not B, avocado rancher. I have for establishing new relationships, given that my current friends apparently could not take a few hours out of their lives to help me.
Remember when you tried to learn how to swim using the internet?
I did learn how to swim.
On the floor.
You do bring up an interesting point. I don't have to break new ground here. I'm sure much of the research already exists. Come on.
Where are we going?
You're driving me to the mall. I'm going to acquire a book that summarizes the current theories in the field of friend-making. Coping with the death of a loved one. My condolences.
Thank you.
Family or friend?
Family.
Too bad.
Okay, if you're gonna start sniffing people, I'm gonna go get a hot pretzel.
Do you have any books about making friends?
Yeah, but they're all for little kids.
I assume the skills can be extrapolated and transferred. Oh, my, that's awfully sticky. All right. Stu the cockatoo is new at the zoo.
I don't like birds. They scare me.
Me too. Most people don't see it. What are you reading?
Curious George.
Oh, I do like monkeys. Maybe sometime you and I could go see monkeys together. Would you like that? Making friends with this little girl. What's your name?
Rebecca.
I'm your new friend Sheldon.
No, you're not. Let's go.
We were really hitting it off.
Don't look up, there's cameras.
He doesn't, like, do you know what I mean? I've said it many a times before about his personality in terms of being really smart, but he's not life smart. And, like, that's a perfect situation for him there. Like, he can't read and assess situations at, like, you know, these boundaries and there's certain people or age groups where you can have discussions and conversations with, but he doesn't see any. Well, to be honest, it's not bad that really, like, he doesn't see any age difference in terms of an intellectual level, you know what I mean? But like in terms of like life, people look at it, it's definitely strange.
What did you put for his favorite amino acid?
Lysine.
Damn it, I had lysine and changed it.
I believe I've isolated the algorithm for making friends.
Hear him out. If he's really onto something, we could open a booth at Comic-Con, make a fortune.
To the cockatoo?
Yes. He's new at the zoo.
Terrific book. I've distilled its essence into a simple flowchart that will guide me through the process. It occurred to me that you hadn't returned any of my calls because I hadn't offered any concrete suggestions for pursuing our friendship. Well, then perhaps you'd have time for a hot beverage. I see. No, wait, don't hang up yet. But what about a recreational activity? I bet we share some common interests. Tell me another interest of yours.
Uh-oh, he's stuck in an infinite loop.
I can fix it.
Is there any chance you like monkeys? A loop counter and an escape to the least objectionable activity. Howard, that's brilliant. That last interest strikes me as the least objectionable, and I would like to propose that we do that together. Yes, I'll pay. Time to learn rock climbing.
You've got to have really good shoulders and back muscles.
You know, I am a fan of ventriloquism. This appears significantly more monolithic than it did on my laptop. What would you say is the minimum altitude I need to achieve to cement our newfound friendship?
Come on, they have birthday parties here. Little kids climb this.
Harness seems to be secure. Small amount of incontinence just now, but the website said that's to be expected.
You all right there, Cooper?
Not really. I feel somewhat like an inverse tangent function that's approached an asymptote.
You'd have to push him off.
Well, it's not exactly a plan, but I think I'm going to pass out.
I'm sorry, can we please just do it one more time?
I brought my new friend, Barry Kripke, home for dinner. Oh. That's where I sit.
Ooh, you have a special spot. What kind of wacko are you? Well, I gotta floss the Indian food out of my teeth if I'm gonna eat Chinese.
Maintaining 5 friendships promises to be a Herculean task, so I'm going to have to let one of you go. My source of transportation, and you help me fold my sheets when they come out of the dryer. You are safe. You do not have a PhD. Your cologne is an assault on the senses.
Guilty as charged. I'm out.
No, you two are safe.
I'm not one of you guys. I'm not a scientist, so just
Penny,
tell me what-
Penny, everything you're saying is true, but please allow me to continue. Raj, you're out. How could you for a moment think that my favorite amino acid is glutamine?
I like to floss before I eat, so my gum pockets are open for new food. I'm Barry.
Penny.
Yeah, it's not a very hot name.
Suddenly I'm looking pretty good, huh?
I reckon that's definitely an unscripted line.
I was wondering if there's any chance you could get me some time on the Open Science Grid computer.
No.
But we're friends.
Sorry. No, my friend. An official schedule. I have no control over it.
Entire endeavor seems to have been an exercise in futility. Raj, you're back in.
You gotta give him credit for sticking with it.
We almost made it to the top this time.
You know, like, rock climbing, it's solid. It actually really is. And, like, people who do it in real life, they're crazy. But, like, I never understand the ones that just, like, go to a place to climb up a wall like that. Like, it is fun. It actually is fun. But then again, I just don't get it in terms of, like, you're all harnessed up. Now, if you could go to a place where you could rock climb and, like, below you, if you fell off, there was, like, a big pit where it could save you, that's where the excitement happens. You know what I mean? Like, the people that go and free climb, that's where they get the adrenaline from. Like, they're going up there, they're unharnessed, they're doing it, it's tough, it's, like, there's no safety barriers, and that's where they get the, you know, the thrill from. And, like, if I was going to a place like that, I'd want to do it, and I'd want to climb, and obviously I'd make sure I was safe, but, like, in an environment where I wasn't fully harnessed up and roped up to somebody, like, because at the end of the day, it's just like it's like an assisted climb, isn't it? Like, it's not that fun, you know what I mean? Like, pulling yourself up is good, and it is a workout. I've got to say, I'm not saying it's easy. It really isn't. Your back muscles proper ache if you're not a consistent person doing it. But, like, for me, I prefer the challenge of a thrilling task as something that, like, you know, has a bit of oomph to it. Do you know what I mean? And, like, the fact that you could fall off or you couldn't, and it adds to the, you know, the whole experience. That's the one I'd like. Now, obviously, people like him, he's going to faint, he's going to have to be harnessed up, but, like, if you watch some of the films, I think there's a film called Solo, a guy free climbs up a mountain. It's madness, honestly. It really is madness, and it's a massive skill. Like, first of all, I don't understand how somebody can look at a big mountain and think, I'm going to climb that with no equipment, it's going to be great, because those people, mate, they're tapped in their head. And that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So at the end there, right, if you was in the friendship group with them and your friend kicked you out, you know, Raj was banished of the 5, obviously, because Sheldon wanted to replace him with his new friend, Bowie, and he wanted to use a laser, which turns out he couldn't use it. Then, obviously, give the food back to Raj. He said, you're in. Now, would you accept that? That is the question. Would you accept the fact that you could be discarded away and then returned whenever it want and as they please? Now, obviously, it's just Sheldon's opinion, but it'd be interesting to see, because me, I'd be like, nah, you could swivel, mate. See my middle finger? Swivel on that. You think you could just, obviously, boss me around and do whatever's, but then again, you know, he kind of is the leader of the group, even though he's the most whiny. You know, I thought it was interesting there when he was labelling key benefits of each friend, and he listed a task that he gets off of Leonard, which is he drives me around, and that's not really a friendship trait, is it? Like, let's be honest, like, you can't say, like, oh, I love being friends with Leonard because he drives me around. That, mate, you should love being friends with them because they're fun, they make you laugh, you know, they're great company, not because, like, they clean your car or they drive you around. And I thought that was an interesting one that they added in, and I'm definitely sure that was an unscripted line of Howard walking past Penny saying that he makes me look great now. Do you know what I mean? that was decent. It was quick as well. But again, another episode in the bag, flying through it, getting towards the end of the season. It's going to be excited how we finish this one, hopefully on a better cliffhanger, because I know season 1 was supposed to be a cliffhanger with Penny and Leonard going on a date, but it definitely wasn't a cliffhanger to me. I didn't even know it was the season finale. So hopefully this season we could tease us and we can obviously get us excited for the 3rd one. But we're getting close to the end, and I'd like to thank you for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please smash like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.